The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi my dear children, welcome back to our English class. It's very obvious that you will be very excited to watch the event which exhibits the artistic talents of your friends today, right? Art is a part of education, so do watch the videos and follow the lessons. Got it? Yes. A beautiful quote says, there is nothing as powerful as mother's love and nothing as healing as a child's soul. Mother's love is bliss and motherhood is magical. So enjoy the warmth of mother's love which gives you strength, comfort and courage. For love, sympathy and care, there is no boundary. Love crosses borders and barriers. So it is not necessary that you will get love from your own people. You will get love unexpectedly from strangers as well. So don't hate anyone, love all, serve all. Right? So we have completed our first unit, Aspire to Win. Today, let's begin our second unit, Bonds of Love. What do you mean by bond? Yes, bond means an agreement or a promise, bandhangal. So, bonds of love means sneha bandhangal. Look at this. What do you see in the picture? How are the people seen? Yes, a globe or our Mother Earth. And what about the people? Yes, the people are clasping their hand. That is, the people are holding their hands each other and they are protecting our nature, our Mother Earth. What do the doves signify? Yes, the doves signify peace. So from this picture, it's clear that when we stand together as one, we can overcome any situations. Yes. So, Earth is a better place to live if we love and care one another. See the picture, lighting one candle with another candle spring evening. It's a haiku. What do you mean by haiku? Haiku is an unrhymed verse. What is verse? Poem. Haiku is a short poem in 3 lines. Okay? What do you mean by rhyme? You know rhyming words, right? Tree, free, rain, train. So those are rhyming words. But in haiku, not having rhymes. So haiku is an unrhymed verse form in 3 lines. See? Light one candle with another candle, spring evening. What does it mean? Yes, spreading of light from one candle with the help of another candle. So the poem is about hope. Lighting one candle with the help of another candle. It spreads hope. So spread love, care each other. Now let's move on to our first lesson, maternity. Maternity means motherhood, madrutvam. It's a story written by Lilika Nakos. Lilika Nakos was a Greek novelist, journalist, and a short story writer. She was one of the first women writers of modern Greek prose and for many years the only woman in Greek journalism. She is best remembered for her story collection titled Children's Inferno, Stories of the Great Famine in Greece. One of her best novels is Lost Soul. So the story has three settings. What do you mean by setting? Yes, setting is a place where the story takes place. Got it? So let's begin our lesson, maternity. It was more than a month since they were at Marseilles. The camp of Armenian refugees on the outskirts of the town already looked like a small village. They had settled down in any way they could, the richest under tents, the others in the ruined sheds. But the majority of the refugees, having found nothing better, were sheltered under carpets held up at the four corners by sticks. They thought themselves lucky if they could find a sheet to hang up at the sides and wall them from peering eyes. Then they felt almost at home. The men found work no matter what, so that in any case they were not racked with hunger and their children had something to eat. So it was more than a month since they were at Marseilles. Marseilles is a place, a town in France. So the camp of Armenian refugees on the outskirts of the town already looked like a small village. So the refugees had fled from their motherland, Armenia, and they have settled in Marseilles. They have fled because of the conflict. Conflict means war or battle. They lived in the camps which made of sheds and tents. Many refugees lived in tents, but many unfortunates lived in under sheds. But still, others, having nothing found better, they sheltered under the carpets, which was a very pathetic situation. They thought themselves lucky if they could find a sheet to hang up at the sides of the shelter to give them privacy from the peering eyes. And the men were ready to do any kind of work. So at least they could suppress their hunger and they could give something to eat to their children. They could feed their children at least. All of them, Mikhail alone could do nothing. So here we introduce the protagonist of the story, the main character of the story, Mikhail, a 14-year-old boy. He ate the stale bread which his neighbors cared to offer him and it weighed on him. So Mikhail couldn't go to work. So that the neighbors offered him stale bread. What is stale? Yes, old. Stale opposite fresh. So he got the stale bread from his neighbors, for he was a big lad of 14, healthy and robust. But how could he think of looking for work when he literally bore on his back the burden of newborn babe? Although he was a boy of 14, but he couldn't go to work because he has to carry his little brother all along. When the little brother born, his mother passed away. His mother died. So who has to protect him? Yes, Mikhail has to protect the younger one. Since his birth, which had caused his mother's death, he had wailed, proclaiming his famished state. Wailed means cry. Proclaiming means to show. Famished means extreme hunger. From morn till night. So, what is the food for the infant? Yes, breast milk, mother's milk. So, when the child born, the mother died. So, how Mikhail could able to give food for the baby? The baby cried all along because of the hunger. Who would have accepted Mikhail's services when his own compatriots means countrymen, had chased him from their quarters because they were unable to bear the uninterrupted howl. Uninterrupted means continuous. Howl means cry, which kept them awake at night. So, even his own countrymen were not able to survive with Mikhail because the child, the infant, always from morning to night, the baby cried because of extreme hunger. So, his own countrymen started to chase Mikhail out of the place. Mikhail himself was dazed. Dazed means confused by the cries. His head was empty and he wandered about like a lost soul, dying from lack of sleep and weariness, always dragging about with him the deafening burden that had been borne for his misfortune and its own, and that had so badly chosen the moment to appear on this earth. Everybody listened to it with irritation, that had so many troubles of their own, and they all pitifully wished it would die. So, Mikali became confused what to do and how to suppress the hunger of his little brother. He became very tired, he couldn't sleep properly, and he walked like a drunken man because of tiredness. So Mikali had to carry the deafening burden. Deafening means heavy burden. Though he was 14-year-old boy, he doesn't have any proper food to eat, he doesn't have proper sleep, so he became very tired. Along with that, he has to carry the little baby all along. So everybody listened it with irritation. So the people got irritated and they wished the child would die. But that did not happen for the newborn child. Sought desperately to live and cry louder his famished state. The distracted woman stuffed their ears and Mikali wandered about like drunken man. He hadn't a penny in his pocket to buy the infant milk, and not one woman in the camp was in a position to give the breast, enough to drive one mad. But it did not happen. The newborn child kept on crying for the mother's milk. The women around the camp, they were distracted and they closed their ears because of the cry. Mikali doesn't have a single penny. Single penny means single money with him to buy infant milk. And no woman in the camp were in a position to give breast milk. So Mikali was all alone, like a lost soul. So this happened in the first setting. First setting, the Armenian refugee camp. Got it? So who was Mikali? Mikali was one of the refugee in the camp. And what was the deafening burden? Yes, his own little brother. Yes. Now we are moving to the second setting. The setting was in Anatolian refugee. Okay. One day, unable to bear it further, Mikali went to the other side of the place where the Anatolians were. They also had fled from the Turkish massacres in Asia Minor. Mikali had been told that there was a nursing mother there who might take pity on his baby. So there he went full of hope. So one day, unable to carry it further, Mikali decided to move to the next camp where the Anatolians stayed. So Mikali had been told, Mikali had already heard that there was a nursing mother who might take pity on his baby. So he went to the camp hopefully. So why did he move to the other camp? Yes, he had heard already that there was a nursing mother in that Anatolian camp. The camp was like his, the same misery. Misery means suffering. Old women were crouched on the pallets on the ground. Barefooted children played about in the pools of dirty water. In that camp also, the same suffering. The old women were bent and they were lying on the ground, and the children played barefoot in the dirty water. As he approached, several old women rose to ask what he wanted. But he walked on and stopped only at the opening of a tent. From the interior of the tent came the sound of a wailing infant. So he had come there hopefully to meet the nursing mother. So he entered the camp. Several old women came forward to ask what he wanted, but he did not stop anywhere. He stopped only at the opening of the tent where he heard the baby's cry. From the interior of the tent came the sound of a wailing infant. Wailing means cry. Wail means cry. So he heard the cry of an infant. That time he became relaxed and he hoped that mother will surely feed his little brother too. Have pity on this poor orphan and give him a little milk. I am a poor Armenian, he said in Greek. So Mikali explained about the situation of the little baby to the mother. As at his appeal, a lovely dark woman appeared. So an attractive, lovely, dark woman came out of the tent. She held in her arms an infant, blissfully sucking the maternal breast, its eyes half closed. Blissfully means happily. So what did he see? What Mikali had seen? Yes, he had seen a mother who was carrying his baby, and the baby was happily sucking the mother's breast, and its eyes half closed. It shows the happiness of the infant. Let's see the kid. Is it a boy or a girl? So the nursing mother asked, "Show me the baby. Let me see whether it is a girl or a boy." Mikhali's heart trembled with joy. Tremble means shake. So Mikhali became happy and his heart shook with joy. Several neighbors had come closer to see, and they helped him to take from his shoulders to the sack where the baby brother was held. With curiosity means interest, they leaned over. He drew back the cover. So Mikhali became happy, and several people came to help Mikhali to take the baby from the shoulder. The woman gave vent to various cries of horror. Vent means he screamed. The child had no longer anything human about it. The head had become enormous, and the body of an incredible thinness was all shriveled up. As until then it had sucked only his thumb, it was all swollen. It was dreadful to see. Mikhali himself drew back in fright. So now the appearance of the infant. So the women screamed because of horror, because of fear. Why? Yes. The child had no longer anything human about it. They had become enormous. Enormous means big. And the body became incredible thinness. Incredible means unbelievable. So the infant's head was big and body became very thin. Though it had sucked his thumb, it became swollen. So it was dreadful to see. So it was horrible to see. Even Mikhali drew himself back in fright. So everyone around there afraid by seeing the appearance of the infant. All of them together chased him away, threatening. His eyes filled with tears, he went off, bearing the little child still wailing in his hunger. So by seeing the appearance of the child, they chased Mikhali away from there. Mikhali's eyes filled with tears, and the baby was still crying because of hunger. No one showed any pity towards Mikhali or the infant. There was nothing to be done. The child was condemned to die of hunger. Condemned means punished. Mikhali felt himself immensely alone and lost. Immense means extremely. So there was nothing to be done. The child was punished to die because of hunger. Mikhali felt extremely loneliness. A chill ran up his spine at the thought that he was carrying such an unlucky child. He slumped down in the shadow of a shed. It was still very warm. So Mikhali thought he was lost and he was all alone. So he sat in the shadow of his shed and he felt disappointed. So this happened in the second sitting. So first sitting, the Armenian camp, where his own compatriots chased him away because of the wail of the baby. And what happened in the second camp? Yes, the Anatolians camp, there he had heard that there was a nursing mother. He went hopefully, but what happened there? Yes, they also chased Mikhali away from the camp because of the appearance of the baby. We will see what will happen in the third setting in the next class. So hope you have understood today's session. So go through the hard words, find the meanings from the glossary and try to make sentences of your own. So meet in the next class. Until then, it's bye from your Hindu teacher.